animals are easy. Just want to reiterate that you don't have to be a genius, GigaChad, brain cell to know the first thing about animals. Children know about animals. Children intuitively understands what's going on with the animals, and they don't have enough strength to really hurt animals in any meaningful way. And I'm not talking about bugs. Obviously, bugs don't count. A child killing a bug is completely net neutral, philosophically speaking. A grown man killing a bug, a grown man squishing a caterpillar in his fingers is abjectly cruel, vulgar behavior. Shouldn't be doing that. But if a child squishes a caterpillar in its fingers, that's just what you get. That's basic cost of doing business when it comes to reality. Now, when it comes to understanding people science, I mean, look, male peacocks, they have all that plumage. I think female peacocks might look like a pigeon. Actually, before we start today's programming, which you'll get a glimpse of here, Spirit Science, this game highly recommended to me. But before we do that, I just want to see, what does a female peacock look like? Yeah, see what I'm talking about? This is a pigeon. That's a pigeon. Talk about mugging. You know, I read that that the chromosomes of birds are different from the chromosomes of the other creatures, or reptiles and birds. So like the thing that the hen, the egg-laying bird, has the equivalent of XY chromosomes, and the thing with the sperm has the equivalent of XX. Isn't that crazy? So that's actually a chick in some ways, in a manner of speaking. That's a chick. That makes sense to the brain. But, you know, you got a silverback gorilla, you know, there's no arguing, right? That's a guy. Okay? But, I mean, nothing down there, right? Absolutely nothing down there. People are like, I don't want to get raped by a gorilla. Trust me, you wouldn't feel a thing. You gotta worry about your back, not your anus. You gotta worry about, like, him. When a gorilla shows affection to his partner, like, she's like, are you even in here yet? Then he does that thing that people do during doggy style sometimes, where you put your head on the small of their back, like you're resting. I don't know. It's hard to be affectionate during doggy style. It's just not an affectionate position, let's be honest. But are you in yet? Grumpy, right? I always get grumpy when I hear that. Are you in yet? So the way that a gorilla can, I mean, this is just cock shame behavior. Like, this is impotent rage. That's why they do that. That's why they do that. Because it's a lifetime. This is a result of this, right? Beating my chest because one of my wives asked me if it was in yet. I mean, look, there's a billion of these pictures, right? She doesn't even know what's going on. Anyway, we're just talking about the sexual differences, right? Do male and female exist in the animal kingdom? Yes, that's not up for debate. Do they exist in human society? Well, we're going to find out.
Better get some popcorn ready. This one's going to be pretty long. What we're going to be talking about today is something that will be very important in the next few lessons. The topic is male and female energy.
Energy, that's what people say. Even though, from woke skull to right-wing influencer, everyone believes in the idea of male and female energy. You can be an Amish traditionalist or a blue-haired cuck chair you are going to invoke the ideas of energy. You don't want to offend anyone. Even if you're standing in front of a guy who has, like, a guy who looks like me. Even if you stand in front of a guy like me, you might say, I love your masculine energy, instead of saying, I love how you look. I like how you're... You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, it's just a nice thing to say. I was about to say that it's cucked to compliment someone's energy, but it's nice.
From there, we'll be talking about left brain and right brain, then the new children, and bring it full circle. Ready?
Then
Deep
the new
breath.
children. Who the fuck is Spirit Science? Who
Brain.
is
Then the new
this? I mean,
children.
this person is goated. What are their
And bring it
pronouns?
full circle.
What kind
Ready?
of voice is
Deep breath.
this? Then the new children.
And bring it
One
full
more time
circle.
on that.
Ready? Deep breath.
My fucking keyboard doesn't work. Apologies, chat.
Then the new children,
Non-existent
and bring
chat.
it full circle. Ready? Deep breath.
God, I just love
It'll be
that.
very
I love when
important in the-
people are speaking. We're not going to get past the 10-second mark of this video. I just hope everyone's down to watch this brief gif of animated material with something suggesting that we're
female
going to
energy.
start soon.
From there, we'll be talking about left brain and right brain,
Let
then
the
the new
brain,
children,
brain.
and bring it full circle. Ready?
Then the new
Deep
children.
breath.
What new children? All right, let's get into it. Spirit Science. This is the kind of shit your uncle shows you at Thanksgiving. He says, I guess not your uncle. This is like cousin walk video, I imagine. This is the video you watch on the cousin walk when you're getting to the woods. It's 45 degrees out. You're in a hoodie. And your cousin says, dude, have you seen Spirit Science? I feel like you would fuck with this. Just to be real, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know who this is for. I'm just
A
trying.
few weeks ago, we touched upon
to-
chakras and how they're at the source of what's affecting your internal systems. What we didn't talk about was the energy flowing within them. Now, there's lots of kinds of energy through and around all of us, and that'll be a future topic later on. Today, I want to talk about two specific energies that can be expressed through this image. The energy that flows here is male and female energy. Male
Which is which? Which is which? That's what I want to know. Yin Yang is male and female energy. You lost me. You're gonna have to be more specific. People say this about everything. Pepsi and Coke. That's male and female energy. Is it? Because you're gonna have to explain that to me.
The energy that flows here is male and female energy. Male energy is focused, and female energy is creative and random. Neither of them is greater nor weaker than the other, and both
that's
can be extreme.
important.
Energy is creative and random.
Chat, if anyone knows how to do motion graphics that are either above or equivalent to this level of quality,
Male
watch
energy is
this.
focused, and
When this important parenthetical
female
comes
energy is
up,
creative and random.
wow, I'm gonna need someone to make that for me, okay? That has to appear at least 45 times per minute during my streams. Important. Just a tiny little VFX. You can export that in what they call the alpha
Is
channel.
focused, and female energy is creative and random. Neither of them is greater nor weaker than the other, and both can be extremely powerful when fully manifested.
Or manifested. Alright, this
Female
fucking
energy is
keyboard,
the
guys.
land of unbridled possibilities, creative potential, and affecting the universe from within. Focused male
Since when? I mean, look, I know none of this shit means anything, but since when is female energy the creative one? I mean, that's just not even what we discuss as a culture. I thought we were all in agreement that creativity was a male force. Again, I'm not saying that this is real or I believe in it. I'm just saying it's like saying Frodo loves Gollum. No, he doesn't. I know he's not real, but in the books and movies, he doesn't love Gollum. That's not how it goes.
energy takes direct
Of course, the male energy is the creative one. It's the one no, fuck, I totally forgot. Because of babies. The babies that's the form of creation that they're talking
roads
about.
from
This, we can all agree, that's a male thing to do. This behavior right here, check it out. I like to call this pointing. Something so masculine about pointing to over there. However, pointing is its own kind of cuck ship. Don't you think? People should be pointing at you. You should be the thing referenced. Not the referender. Not the referer. The referee. Talk about a cuck. A referee. Flag on the play. You are a cuck, sir. Why are you pointing? That's gay. You should be pointed to.
Point A to point B.
Seriously, like explorers, nomads, wanderers, all these like sort of alpha male concepts of the divine masculine, that's cocked. Wandering, saying, let's go over there. People should be coming to
This
you.
energy can be as strong as a tank, accomplishing tasks and going where it needs to go with precision and without distraction. The important thing to know about this energy isn't how they move. I'm going to use some super basic sacred geometry to demonstrate.
I'm going to be using some super basic sacred geometry. I'm going to be using some super basic sacred geometry to demonstrate this. Whew. Damn. How does someone... I am just so jealous of this flow. I'm going to use some super basic sacred geometry to demonstrate this. This Chad show could be on for 100 years. I'll never say something that awesome.
This is the Fibonacci spiral. We're going to be talking a lot more about it when we dive into the topic. For now, all you have to know is that it starts at 1 and flows outward forever in a very specific way and is present in all life everywhere.
The Fibonacci spiral, breaking news folks, the Fibonacci spiral is present in all life everywhere. I just love the audacity of spirit signs.
As male energy flows through the...
And again, I agree with everything. I don't think I've said, I may have said I disagree with this. Spirit signs will have you thinking, damn, none of this shit is right. And then 4 seconds later, you'll be like, shit, I'm gonna have to change my whole
base
Bible.
Point to point, from here to here, to here to here. It doesn't curve, it just goes straight where it needs to be. Female energy, however, would flow in the actual spiral. It would go around, going in and around outside all of the lines, but still getting to the same or similar result.
I'm lost. Guys, I gotta be honest, I'm fucking lost.
Female
energy goes through the spiral. Male energy flows
to here, to here, to here. It doesn't curve.
Oh, male energy goes in the grid. Male energy goes in the grid that I drew. This grid, the one that your brain ignored, that's where the male goes, but the female goes. Can we just admit that women have round breasts and big, voluptuous buttocks, and that's why we associate them with curves? And that men have a line down there? A line? I'm about to fuck you with my line. Boom, bing, boom. I'm not hard as a rock. I'm as straight as a line. Beam, boom, beam. I'm going to put this part of me in this part of you. Oh, has nothing to do with math. Sorry, Chief. It's all about big, round features and a thick line.
It just goes straight where it needs to be.
It just goes straight where it needs to be. Ooh. This is what it's like talking to someone with autism. 1 second you're getting dazzled in a good way, and the next second you're getting tear-gassed.
Female energy, however, would flow in the actual spiral. It would go around, going in and around outside all of the lines, but still getting to the same or similar results. This is the graphic representation of how it flows, but it also acts in the same way. From this understanding, you can see how we use these energies in our lives. It's the difference between driving straight to work and being on schedule all the time, and taking the scenic route because it's a more pleasant ride, even if it means being late.
Damn, you just said women be shopping. Spirit Life just said women be shopping. You guys heard that, right? He literally just let that rip. As if it was serious, as if he was slaying serious hippie game on you. He said women be shopping. Look, it's the difference between going to work and being on time and following a schedule like Patrick Bateman, and taking the scenic route and going to the mall and getting shoes.
Even if it means being late.
Not saying one's better or worse than the other. It's just completely 2 different equal ways to live life. You said it, bro.
It's baking cake
not
strictly
me.
by what it says in the cookbook and putting it together with what just feels right.
Bro, you can't make this argument and then have a picture of 2 lovely chicas.
It's getting that promotion for
Does this guy represent masculine energy or feminine energy?
working the hardest and getting that promotion for coming.
This one's a grab bag. Sorry, just gonna close my eyes, do some math here. This is
coming
3
up with the best
chicks.
ideas. Here's a relatable example. It's the difference between and getting
By
that
the
promotion.
way, just talk about like coworker dynamics, whether or not masculine and feminine energies can exist in the workplace. This guy knows. This guy knows. I'm just gonna be a chick. For as long as I'm in a room with my 2 female coworkers, I'm just gonna be a chick. That way no one gets uncomfortable. You get a nice... They should make you get a haircut like this every time you're about to have a sort of group project with your 2 female coworkers. They should give you this Supercuts haircut. You should put your fingers in the box from Dunes that they curl in this way. Right?
and for coming up with the best ideas. Here's a relatable example. It's the difference between Inception and Sucker Punch.
Not relatable, bro. No one remembers Sucker Punch.
Here's a relatable example.
Shit, man. We are dealing with atomic autism.
The difference between Inception and Sucker
It's the
Punch.
difference between
Both-
Inception and Sucker Punch. Imagine if I said something like that. Here's a relatable example. It's like the difference between 300 and Bionicle, the Mask of
Sucker
Light.
Punch. Both about dreams, but one of them being the masculine story of professional men just doing their no-nonsense work, trying to get the job done, and the other being the feminine story that was creative and random and according
Am I tripping, or does he sound like he's breaking character? It sounds like he's about to giggle. By the way, listen to this. This is a challenge for my viewers. Listen to the hardest songs that Drake has ever put out, and tell me he's not like about to crack up laughing, or that he's not about to like tear up. It's like it's not crack up laughing. It's like when nerd stands up to bully for the first time and their voice is trembling. Every hard Drake song has that going on. The nerd stands up to bully for the first time. A serious tremble.
to many
Anyway.
didn't make much sense. Both male and female energy, like the chakras, have their own traits. Male energy is linear, analytical, strategic, and practical. However, when male energy is constricted, it is very blundering and confrontational, and what tends to occur is not seeing all sides of a situation, or not being open to any other
What the fuck am I looking at?
possibility other than the
What is happening? Oh, I see. Yo, he's right though. He's spitting. This is the kind of shit that men argue about. And then here's a little insight into the way men argue. I say PC. This other guy next to me, this douche, he says Mac. Ooh, makes me so mad. In my mind, I want to call him a faggot. But, what I don't know is that we're both being men. I want to call him, ooh, you're such a sissy. Ooh, you're a Democrat, you're gay. You're a sissy, you're a girl. I'm a man, you're a girl. Wrong. We're both being men. That's why we're arguing. Just saying. At least that's what this infographic is conveying.
one being
Are there gay Democrats? I'm sure there are. There's got to be at least one gay Democrat.
You can see a lot of that in today's society. Most commonly, we call it being closed-minded. Female energy, on the other hand, moves in curves. It does not stay inside the lines. It is creativity and movement and expression and emotion. It can do anything and go anywhere, but it has trouble sticking to schedule. If constricted, it can get out of its flow, running
Did he, like, just... It sounds like he has toothpaste in his
rampant
mouth.
between emotions and mood swings and ideas. The creativity could get jumbled and come out as an out-of-control mess.
I guess I just have to reiterate this point about masculine and feminine energy. It is such an easy way to reinforce gender roles without offending a soul. You can just say, damn, feminine energy is all about freaking out and having your period and acting like a total bitch. The energy, I mean. Everyone heard me say energy, right? I'm talking about auras and vibes. Obviously, I don't think that you're literally on your period right now, but your energy is giving PMS right now. Your energy, your aura. I'm very sensitive to auras. Are you on your period? You're allowed to say that. Tell me that's not insane. You can walk up to a woman and say, hey, I'm very sensitive to energies. Did you just get your period? You're acting insane.
We don't have this widespread issue in today's society, and it has a lot to do with our brain hemispheres. We're gonna look at that in a moment. One big difference between the two is that male energy looks at parts and female energy looks at
Male
wholes.
energy looks at parts and feminine energy looks at wholes. Dude, you live in a Febreze commercial. You live in an episode of the damn Simpsons. One big difference between male energy and female energy is that men like donuts and women like salads.
Before I go on, I want to make this clear. Male and female energy has very little to do with sexual orientation. Like, it's in the
Dude, caveat. You know what we gotta start doing on this show? Caveat maxing. Listen to this sentence right here. Tell me it doesn't make me sound like a fucking genius. Before I go on, I want to make this clear. Male and female energy has very little to do with sexual orientation. Mic drop. Ooh, so much swag on that. Before I go on, I want to make this clear. Male and female energy has very little to do with sexual orientation. Tell me the panties aren't already on your ankles after I say something like that. Guys too, fellas too, tell me you're not ready for a blumpkin
sexual orientation.
after I say something like that.
It's in the mix, but it's not a fundamental part of the
Like, it's in the mix, but there is a fundamental part of the energy itself. Woo! We gotta bring hippie rapists back. Why is it so hard to pick between having sex with a hippie and having sex with a rapist? It used to be in the 60s and 70s, you never had to pick between the two. You could go home with both.
energy itself. For example, if you look at the shape of male and female bodies, men have straighter bodies, women have curvier bodies.
Okay, now he admits it. What was all that bullshit about math earlier, bro? You're on shapes. Now you admit it's all about a shape.
We'll probably come back to this in a lesson down the road. Okay, brain hemispheres. We have two of them, and if you remember what you learned in grade 10 biology, this will be familiar. The left brain is the male energy side of the brain. It is orderly, statistical, logical, and mathematical. It sees things in straight lines, rational and practical. The right brain is the female energy side of the brain. It is our creative side, a free spirit. It is passion and experience of taste and feeling, movement and art. As is the same with the energy, the left brain cannot make sense out of the right brain. You cannot put feelings and expressions within boxes. They must be felt to be truly experienced. The right brain, too, cannot make sense about how the left brain understands things. Okay, so as a species, we are primarily left-brained. Well, incredibly left-brained. This basically means that, as a species, we essentially have a male energy imbalance. There is way too much of it. It is dominant and is constricting on the female side of the brain. Now,
Okay. We all know that the right part of the brain controls the left hand, and the left part of the brain controls the right hand. And we know that 90% of people are right-handed. Left-handedness is associated with left-handed people are overrepresented in the U.S. presidency, right? There are more U.S. presidents with left-handedness than you would think. They're overrepresented in schizophrenic people. They're overrepresented in just special people. Special people and weird people are left-handed. People should be saying, like, we should be talking about lefties more. I know how it's like super popular to say like, damn, I'm retarded today, or damn, I'm fucking autistic as fuck, but we should just be saying, damn, I am lefty today. I am a serious lefty. And then once we do that, we need to have serious conversations about like guillotining lefties in the womb. I do not want to live with lefties. You ever like sit next to a lefty on the train? They stink. Always asking for change.
don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, but we have to talk about some other things first. So, there's nothing wrong with our female energy. We're just not really using it to potential. Our male energy is really messed up, and that's why we're where we are.
Male energy is really messed up, and that's where we are right now. Dolphin and bee killing, global war. You know, this is the kind of thing that I barely want to hear and talk. I'm just looking at these images and these captions. This is just this is what the internet should be. I can't believe you guys are watching anything but Spirit Science and the Chad Show.
Much of it first. So, there's nothing wrong with our female energy.
There's nothing wrong with our female energy.
We're just not really
energy.
using it to potential. Our male energy is really messed up, and that's why we're where we are right now. By where we are, I mean the economical, political, financial, religious, nuclear, dolphin and bee killing global war crisis. After lesson 1, I touched upon how right now the world is a mess in a myriad of areas.
I'm not ashamed of that, you know. I think he's right. I think that if masculine energy does exist, it probably is responsible for whatever he said. Dolphins drowning and bees looking like that's a wasp. I know the difference between a bee and a wasp. Yeah, bees are turning into fucking wasps. This is the image he chose for dolphin death. Oh, there are dolphins and, well, those are like fish to me. Hard to say. Picture's a bit blurry. Let's upscale this. But does this actually happen when you hunt for dolphins? The sea turns this red? Anyway, what would it look like if we were 90% left-handed and feminine energy? I really am curious what the world would look like if women were in control. I can tell you one thing. It would probably be less, quote-unquote, exciting. That doesn't mean that human suffering wouldn't be vastly reduced, but most wars, nuclear crisis, all of this stuff is a result of male boredom, the worst force in the universe. Let's crash by the way, economic crisis and financial crisis. People will just do anything. Everyone has made zero progress since the time where they're asked to write a 5-paragraph essay.
There are now that is constricting on
I
a
don't
point
know
of
what I'm getting at here. I'm gonna be real. I'm losing consciousness as I watch this.
As a whole, all of these issues together are further proof that we don't understand how to be harmonious because our male energy is out of sync with each other and the planet.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I'm just reiterating what he's saying here. He's saying that the reason that everything's falling apart is because men fight, and because, I don't know why they fight, but I imagine it's because they're bored.
So let's look at indigo children and
But women get bored, right? But I guess boredom for women is just a natural groovy process. And boredom for men represents an existential meltdown. If men are bored for 1 second, I guess they think that they're gonna leave the earth with no progeny or influence, and then they have to start smashing rocks together or killing, bashing baby skulls together. I don't know. The way that men get the bored voice out of their head is really nasty to me, and I don't get bored, okay? If I do, I hate to say it, but I flick my bean, okay? I don't jerk off, because that's just going to perpetuate the cycle of sort of male boredom and violence. I do a very light, willowy bean flick. That's my recommendation for you guys out there. If you get bored, you want to start a fight, you want to go out and start pushing around a guy who's twice your size, get your fucking teeth pounded in because you think that you're the protagonist of Fight Club, you really want to feel like a man, I'm serious, flick your bean. Your head will clear, you'll feel better. Jerk off with 2 fingers.
super psychics. There's a new type of children being born on Earth. Since sometime...
I mean, it works for them, it works for ladies. I'm being dead serious right now. A vibrator. That's what you need. You're bored, you're angry, you're pent up, you're an incel, buy a vibrator. Put it on the head of your penis. Don't jerk off. I mean, come. But don't grab it and pull it. What are you, a fucking moron?
in the 80s.
Are you an ape? Seriously. You're 95 pounds. You watch Luke Smaxers. You're gonna grab your dick and pull it? Are you a fucking idiot? Are you a retard? Just use 2 fingers and a vibrator. That's the kind of system that you have down there. You just need to, you need to come like this. You need a little relief. You don't need, oh yeah, you're not that guy yet, bro. And you probably will never be that guy, and that's fine. You're a sensitive whisperer who jerks off with 2 fingers.
New children started appearing with different or unusual
and that's
traits.
fine.
Their numbers began to increase. And
I can't even get through this video. I just want to reiterate, that's fine. And you can tug it every once in a while. I'm saying I do both, but if I'm stressed out, that's me flicking my bean. Okay?
Nearly 100% of all children born in North America are indigo children. So what are these?
I was talking about indigo children. Chat, I can't do it anymore. That's it for me. We'll finish this next time. Absolutely, completely, walked out. That's what we're gonna say now. When we lose interest in something, we say, sorry, bro, I'm walked out. Walked out of my own mind. Thanks for checking this out. A longer stream. More to come. How the fuck do I get a name? Alright.